Sci-fi horror is a big gamble. You either risk alienating players, being too generic, or if you're lucky, making something truly unique. Ripout fortunately seems to be the latter option. A co-op survival horror game where you have to work your way through procedurally generated spaceships full of loot, while battling against horrific mutated monsters that can reconfigure their bodies with the technology they happen upon. Your goal isn't just to find shiny weapons. However, with humanity on the brink of extinction, you're searching for sanctuary, the last shred of civilization for humans in all of space. Instinction is so interesting because of how different it is than most games in the genre. It takes place in a prehistoric setting. Dinosaurs, saber-toothed tigers, and all sorts of frigathing animals still roam the world. This is, however, a narrative-based experience. When you aren't fighting for your survival, you will be advancing through the story by completing various quests and solving the different environmental puzzles separating you from the artifacts you've been sent to recover. You can also choose how you want to play, seamlessly switch between first and third person, change your weapons, skins, and equipment as needed to suit your objectives. Made of Sker was a solid survival horror experience that was released a few years back now. Sker Ritual is set in the same universe but has the option for a co-op mode as well as single player. Rather than being a slow burn type of horror co-op adventure, Sker Ritual is a fast-paced FPS survival game where you have to battle your way through hordes of the Quiet Ones. In many ways, this title borrows from games like Left 4 Dead, where the game has a linear path but is perfect for playing through multiple times. Try different weapons, cosmetics, and miracle powers to help you fight back against the Quiet Ones and their elites. Made of Sker was a solid survival horror experience that was released a few years back now. Sker Ritual is set in the same universe but has the option for a co-op mode as well as single player. Rather than being a slow burn type of horror co-op adventure, Sker Ritual is a fast-paced FPS survival game where you have to battle your way through hordes of the Quiet Ones. In many ways, this title borrows from games like Left 4 Dead, where the game has a linear path but is perfect for playing through multiple times. Try different weapons, cosmetics, and miracle powers to help you fight back against the Quiet Ones and their elites. Outlast has made a good name for itself in many horror circles, and it looks like the Outlast Trials is set to expand on that reputation. You have to survive a series of cruel experiments either by yourself or with a party of up to 4 people. You'll experience brainwashing, mind control, and other forms of demented manipulation. If you want to play a game that is unsettling and will have you questioning yourself and your morals, then the Outlast Trials is the perfect game for you. Horror games where one person plays as a killer and the rest play as survivors has steadily grown in popularity, with many horror movie IPs coming out with their own take on the genre. Joining those ranks is the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. You can either play as a member of the Slaughter family or one of their victims. As a victim, your goal is to survive and escape the family as intact as you can, whereas when you take on the role of the Slaughter family, your only objective is to catch your victims by any means necessary. In Sons of the Forest, you've been sent to an isolated island to search for a missing billionaire, but quickly find yourself knee-deep in a horrifying mystery. Team up with friends and try to survive the cannibalistic horrors that lurk within the forest. You can craft new weapons, build a base of operations, and hunt. With the changing seasons, you'll need to make sure you're well prepared for the cold months where resources are scarce. With the co-op mode, you have the option to explore and build with other people, which adds to the intensity of the game during exploration. If you get separated from your companions, finding them again in order to offer them help might be more difficult than you imagine. State of Decay is one of the biggest horror co-op games on the market, and there's a lot of pressure on State of Decay 3 to perform well. We haven't seen too much of it so far, but from what we have been able to watch, the game seems to be a step in the right direction for the series. Multiple town maps to choose from, easy access to co-op features that allow you to seamlessly call for help, and a polished combat system that is more immersive than ever. State of Decay 3 looks set to launch in the best shape out of the series yet, with the developers working to give it the time in the oven it needs. Phasmophobia is currently out on PC in early access and has managed to create a big name for itself ahead of its full launch next year. Instead of being a survival or action-based co-op horror game, Phasmophobia is a psychological horror experience that uses the paranormal to make people's skin crawl. In the game, you and your crew will use a collection of ghost hunting equipment to gather as much evidence about the spirits that reside at the location to then sell to an actual ghost removal squad. You can enter the building yourself to look for clues or stay behind in your team's van, using the different cameras around the buildings to help guide and protect your teammates who are inside. One of its coolest features is the usage of voice recognition software. The ghosts can hear your actual voice and can communicate back in response to you. Deathground is as close to Dino Crisis as we're likely to get in this day and age of the industry, and that's okay. A co-op survival horror game that essentially has you living through Jurassic Park. You can find different weapons, utilize the different operators' various skills, and use the element of surprise to take down the mini dinosaurs on the loose. While you can also go at Deathground on your own, the game is meant to be a squad-based experience. The maps, character trees, and more are designed to complement one another for the best experience. Overall, Deathground Certainty looks like a standout co-op horror title. Rather than using the more typical zombie or mutated monsters approach, it instead uses a smart AI system to create intelligent and dynamic dinosaurs.